You looking at your hair?
Because I'm hyper aware of the way I look when I'm on camera, right? My
Mhm.
mom is, a cosmetologist, so my whole life hair has
Your
been
mama is
okay. She's a mess,
beautiful.
right? She literally if she doesn't understand I look like her, but I look just like her. Anyway, um,
Definitely.
she's she's just starting to see it now. And I'm like, how long have I been your child? So, so I'm hyper aware of my hair. Or now with modeling, I started, makeup is important. Okay. You gotta make sure her face is on point, okay, because it's your
Here
money,
it
you know?
here. But I forgot what I was gonna say. It doesn't matter.
It's okay,
It
it's
doesn't
fine.
matter.
We're riding with it. Just go with it. You're
I was
doing
about to say
great,
something.
honey.
Let them use you. Let them use you, baby. You're doing
Hallelujah.
good. Oh, let them use you. Okay.
Wow.
To let you know, that's the
Mhm.
bloopers.
I felt it coming. So I was like, all right, we're gonna make this good.
Yeah, that's what I've started doing, and I've gotten some good feedback on that because people, first of all, people know that I'm a master dad joker, and like my jokes or the conversations here. Because when the interview start stop it. When the interview starts, people, they give them their best self, and it's the interviewee, and it's all about
Be an adult and
conversations
stuff.
and conversations.
Right,
You know what I'm talking about?
right,
All
right,
right.
right.
Any questions before we start?
How's your day going?
We've been here for 15 minutes.
We're building
You just want to ask
relationships
me about my
here,
day?
Coach
But
Mike. We're building relationship. This is
you
what people
started
do.
in, well, you started in December or January?
January of this year. Like, yes, but we never experienced each other in a video situation, right? Like I've seen
Right, right,
your
right,
video,
right,
you
right,
watch me via video, but like now it's a mashup.
right, 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 right.
Can you
That's your first
interview
time being able to hear my chops. Tell everybody, I'm the person in person. When I'm the person in person, I don't like how that sounded, but I'm the person that if you say something that's song lyrics, I'm gonna
Oh, I'm
sing it.
going with it, period.
So
You're
you
going to
said
get this
something
song.
when you were talking about mom, and I forgot now.
That's all right. I wrote a song about it. Like to hear it go.
Now this is a story. Oh, that ain't that. Hmm.
No, it's
Like the
in living
here you
color.
go.
Yeah, in living color.
And
And
and Hustle Man from Martin.
yes, pick up the pieces. Pick up the pieces.
Now Martin, you know you liked it a little bit. I saw you patting your feet. I saw you patting your feet. Come on. All right, Hustle Man. I felt it a little bit, but yeah, get to stepping.
That's one of my favorite episodes.
All right, so I'm gonna do the countdown. Three, two. Oh no, that ain't gonna be good. I gotta hold that.
You
I
just
don't
have
know
to
what I
bring
put
it
that on.
closer into frame. Just keep everything close to body. That's all you just got to be cognizant of.
Don't be using big words.
You know what I'm saying? That wisdom is showing, so you understood what I was saying.
No, y'all can't. That's why y'all
You got to read the thing on the T. What's the little
for the
saying?
interview.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay,
If,
all right.
if they're good enough.
Here we go. Three, two, one. I like. Oh, you're good. You are good.
What we do.
When
That's
I
what
do
we
that
do.
to everybody, people always jump a little bit, and you instantly like sing.
I'm not new to this. I'm true to
True to
this.
this.
Period.
Gotta get me a soundboard
In
because
the last
I'm
track.
tired of. No, no, no. That's too much for my interviews. That's too much. I need my horns. What's up, beautiful people, and welcome back to the channel. You know the brand P&Z Life Coaching. You know the man. Did you just clear your throat or say something? What
No.
happened? I heard.
Good. I think. Oh.
We got some good bloopers. We got some good bloopers for this right here, though. For this right here, though. All right. Now you're ready. Because I swear I heard you say something.
There was a car that drove by.
My buds are super pick upable.
Is that a word? That's a word?
Make sure I got my background stuff. Good. Yeah, that's a word. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. What's up, beautiful people, and welcome back to the channel. And hold up. Before I even say the rest of my intro, if you are not following me yet, if this is your first time, second, third, 100th time here, stop what you're doing, subscribe, hit the little bell thingy. It's one of them corners. So you know when I'm releasing another dope interview, Black Business Boom and Impactful Conversation, my dub of the day, you know what it is. So you already know the brand P&Z Life Coaching. You know the man, Coach Mike James. And I'm back again with another dope, impactful conversations. Ain't got my soundboard yet. Listen, I'm so excited to do this every chance I get. For the most part, to this point, everyone that you have seen on Black Business Booming, Impactful Conversations is someone that I'm connected to in some way or the other. And a lot of my Black Business Booming and some of the Impactful Conversations have been people that I've met digitally. I would say that that's one of the things that has enhanced in the pandemic, you know, that we've connected with people from all over. So I'm excited. And I have another dope guest that I'm super excited about that been knowing almost about a year now. And this is our first interaction in a face-to-face talking setting. And we already probably got footage for a documentary before we even started, but we're here now. So as I always do, I like to let my guests take a moment to introduce themselves. And I'm just going to say, before you do it, give it to me. Don't try to be all humble and stuff. Let the people know this is the time in this spot, in this section of the impactful conversation where you put the spotlight on you and make it.
All right. I go now?
You go now. Boom.
All right. Hey, you beautiful people. My name is Desiree Rutledge, also known as Desiree with an A, also known as a Bay, and Desiree. You know, that's me. I'm a model and actress, originally from New Jersey, small town girl, big city dreams. I have my bachelor's in psychology, so that kind of sprinkles itself into my career here and there. But yeah, I am working on a podcast, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I am modeling, acting in Los Angeles, and doing my thing.
Doing your thing. You know, that was when we connected, was one of the big things as I got to know you. For those who know me knows that my wife is from Jersey, and so she's a Jersey Leo. When I found that out about you, it's like, oh, Jersey Leo. So excited. Look, Desiree, of course, you know, as I call you Des, I'm so excited. And thank you, first of all, for being here. And already you've given a lot with a few words because you're doing some amazing things. So excited to have you here and to jump into this impactful conversation. So first of all, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm honored. I'm very honored, very honored. So here's the thing. I said I love having people I'm connected with. A lot of you've heard by now in my interviews about my Convoz fam. Was an app where I just connected with a lot of dope entrepreneurs, Black businesses and entrepreneurs that are doing some amazing things. And so for the last year now, I think I passed my year anniversary the end of November, Des. But I've been hanging out in the Poco streets. So this is the first, but probably definitely not the last face that you see from my Pacocha fam. So just connected with a lot of dope people. So listen, let's do it. This is Impactful Conversations. It's all about having an impact, not only for me, because this really builds me up to have these conversations with people that are doing some amazing things, but for you and everyone that's watching as well. So we're going to jump right in. You said, Jersey girl, Jersey in the house. So take us through just a moment, just a little bit of your background, your early life and upbringing.
Okay. Listen, I'm a small town girl, and when I say small town, I mean small. Like my graduating class was 113 people. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
And I
So
thought I thought I was from a small small town.
yeah, so it's pretty close knit. But the beautiful thing about it is that it was very family oriented. So I could go from our house was on one block. Around the corner was my grandma. My grandma lived not too far from where I grew up, and then my grandma's best friend lived next door to her. So, and my grandma lives on this street where it really is like everyone's family. Well, she lived on the street, and you could go in and out of everyone's house essentially. So it's like, you could go this place and then this person gonna be like, hey, what you doing? Get from over there. Or you can go from over here and they're like, oh, you hungry, baby? It was a family unit. So it was a very unique dynamic that I grew up, and I underestimated how important it was at that age. Cause you just thinking like, okay, Miss Merck got popsicles. Let me go over Miss Merck's
Oh my God.
the fact that you can do that is crazy.
Let me hopscotch in here for a minute. Because
Okay.
what you're saying is so amazing that, no matter, it's something about a culture that extends beyond location. Because people
Mm-hmm.
will hear like Jersey and they think a certain thing about what New Jersey
Mm-hmm.
is. But, and of course, my wife and going to Jersey, Jersey is green. And so there's parts, it
Very.
doesn't matter where you're from, even if you're in New York City, culture is culture. And so we
Yeah.
connect to that idea of, listen, if you weren't doing, I mean, unless you're probably in just a concrete jungle, but look, I know your mama. If you're doing something wrong, you're gonna get it at school. You're gonna come back home, you're
Yup.
gonna get it again. The neighbor going, if you walk by Miss So-and-so house without speaking, before you get home, they're gonna tell. And that right there, when you said that, I was like, wait a minute, did we grow up in the same neighborhood?
I know.
The
All Black
popsicle
people, we
lady,
had
the
the same
candy
upbringing.
lady, the same
Yup.
upbringing, and that's culture. And I think that's
Yeah.
the beautiful thing about it. So I just, when you said that, I was like, that's nostalgic because that's exactly my
Mm-hmm.
upbringing and background. So
Yeah.
continue.
Okay. But yeah, my mom, my parents, we grew up. Oh my God, what am I saying? I grew up with both of my parents in the house, my brother and my sister, and then I have other siblings. But, a family full of love. My mom is one of seven. So I'm used to big family, big energy, and my mom is also a twin.
Hey, pause.
So
Okay, pause for the cause. I ain't gonna pause you
yeah.
too many more times. Shout out to mom. Make sure mom watches this when it goes. Mom, shout out to you. Amazing, beautiful soul. And now I've seen mom twice now, and just it's no wonder I see where y'all get it from. So shout out
Aw.
to mom. I just wanted to take a moment to say that. And again, it feels like that could be my neighbor, my auntie. You know what I mean? Like somebody
Mm-hmm.
I know. So okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my last pause. Continue.
Okay, it's all right. We got this. So yeah, my mom is one of seven. My dad comes from a huge family in South Carolina, so we would go down for summers to Myrtle Beach and visit the family reunions. Um, yeah, that was really the situation, and then church 3 to 5 times a week.
We are
Yes.
family. We are family. We gotta be. We gotta be.
3 to 5 times a week. So, especially on Sunday. Sunday is a long day because if you have second service, and my mom at one point was the head of pastor's care ministry. So, we had to make sure that the pastor was taken care of. So we would get to church. My mom would be like, run over to the store, make sure pastor got all of this, this, and this. And, get your stockings too. So make sure you get those stockings. Better not be a run in them.
We did grow up together. Oh my God. We called it, so I'm a PK, right?
Okay.
And we called it pastor's aid. So it was the ladies that made the cookies, peanut butter cookies. They sell them at the church, the chicken, the long day, right? Because after church, you're going to eat, everybody going to hang around. And just when you sleepy and think you got time to chill, second service or youth Sunday, all this. Oh, man. We did grow up together. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. So, and it's beautiful. It shaped me, Yeah. It did. It really did.
Right. I think that alone is impactful. And when you can tap back into that, because so much has changed, right? And
so much.
When we share this with younger people, I would consider myself, and I'm just assuming you may as well, I would consider myself a young old head just because my family dynamic is so large and I'm the youngest of a lot. And so that connection, something about the Zennials and older millennials, that we have connections to everything before us. So to tap into that alone is impactful. So you talked about it shaping you. So if you were to think about everything from your upbringing and growing up and some of the things that shape you, what were some impactful moments for you growing up?
I thought about this one. I was like, what can I say, right? I can say the most impactful thing. And again, another thing that I underestimated was the love, right? And a lot of people, their parents are together, but are they together, right? I saw a lot of love between my parents. I saw the dynamic of Black love and what it means to really support each other. Because my mom was a business owner. So my dad at one point was the manager of her salon. You know what I mean? And then when he wasn't managing anymore, he was running us back and forth, my sister and I, back and forth to the salon so we could see my mom, or work at the salon. And, they just supported each other. They had their own lives outside of each other. My dad did his own thing. My mom did her own thing, but then they would always come together and we were always family. So it was really important on for twofold. Yes, I got to see Black love from my mom and my aunties and their husbands, my uncle and his wife. But at the same time, I also got to see two people come into a relationship, not losing themselves, enhancing one another, but still maintaining some sense of self and trying to be the best version of that all, and then pouring into their children. I feel like they gave us the best that they could, making some mistakes along the way, as we all do, but they gave us the best that they could, and it really shaped the way that I saw the world, and then that I saw love, I saw relationships. I see now the type of, I've always kind of known the type of wife that I want to be, but it's changed over the years, just because time has changed, and the woman that my mom was to my husband is not necessarily the woman of today.
To your dad, you said to your husband.
I think my brain is sometimes it glitches. But
I say this. We got some more conversations we gotta have.
It's fine. It's fine. To my husband,
Mama's pulling up on us.
Why did I say that? Oh my God, Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't mean
it. That's why I got you. That's why I
got you. Thank you.
She made it, Mama. She made
it. I didn't mean that. Okay, because it ain't even like that over here. It's not like that. But yeah, growing up, seeing my parents. But my parents were also real with me. Woo, they were real. My dad more so than my mom, because my mom is a little gentle. My dad, he is a straight shooter. He might hit you with a 2-piece in the chest verbally,
Yeah.
you know, it was always like, I thought everyone was my friend when I was young. Oh, I had so many friends in my mind. I was like, oh my God, they're my
Mm-hmm.
friends. They love me. And he'd be like, everybody ain't your friend. Just straight
Right.
like that to a
Oh,
7-year old. To a 7-year old. And
yeah.
I would be like, no, Dad, they're my friends. He'd be like, no, they're not. And he was like, you'll see one day they are not your friend. And it's okay to not have a bunch of friends. And I was hurt. I was like, Dad, you said I don't have any friends. But now I'm like, he was right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That idea or that thought or that quote where you hear wiser. I'm not going to say older because sometimes we were kids. These people were 20, 30, our age, older, younger sometimes, but wiser
Mm-hmm.
people where they tell you just keep on living, baby.
Mm-hmm.
just,
You'll
just keep on
understand
living.
by and by. By
Yep,
and
just
by.
keep on living. Some of these things will come back to you. And it's why I have a passion of doing what I do and help the youth because it's one of those things where I know for me there was a gap between just the older people in my life and my parents because my parents were, I don't know, maybe had no business having children still when I came along. they were already they were already
Tired.
Des, I think about this all. Say, ask me so. Was I an oops baby? And like, wait a minute. They was this supposed to happen? Anyway, but yeah, I'm here now.
Listen,
So, I'm here now. But
we
yeah,
were we
it's
were
there.
all babies. I get it.
Ooh, I'm telling you, by the time I came along, my siblings, that's why I love family so much. My siblings were, you know, helping raising the kids
Mhm.
because they had so many. I don't even know how my parents did it. Like, how did y'all keep up? Anyway, though, back to you. So thinking about that, and it's so amazing to hear that because these conversations, again, it's all about culture. Like so many things are similar in having, of course, my dad, being a Southern preacher, he was that voice, like, no, everybody ain't your friend, like you were saying, about your dad.
Right.
So when you think about all the things that's gotten you to this point, and we have this conversation sometimes, and I told you about this, like at some point in your adult life, things can kind of change and shift. Sometimes flip
Mhm.
your whole world upside down. So
Mhm.
now, as you are Desiree today, as you present and show up in this universe, what is your idea of impact today?
Honestly, I've had to come to terms with the fact that I am a walking, living testimony, right? Like, I think there's some people who are meant to build computers. There's some
Mm-hmm.
people who are meant to impact on the back end, the side that you don't see. But that's not that's not in my purpose,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I really pride myself in living in my truth, whatever that is at the moment, whatever it looks like, and being honest and being open about it with some regard, of course, because you can't have everybody in your business.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I think it's very important to talk about things that people don't normally talk about on a public platform, right? From talking about my dad's passing in the last few years, it's been 3 years since my dad passed, but there's so many people who have contacted me and they've been like, Desiree, you don't have an idea what you did for me. And just hearing you talk about it helped me so much because their parent passed or their sibling passed or someone close to them is no longer with us and they didn't have anyone to talk about it with. And they were feeling things that no one understood. Because, of course, with our community, we still have some work to do when it comes to therapy and receiving,
Right.
mental health treatment. So, I feel like my personal impact is rooted in those conversations, living my life the way that I would want someone to live for my future child to see.
Hmm.
or the child Desiree, wanted to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even when I started modeling, I had to make a decision. I decided to embrace my natural hair journey, and I was like, okay, cool. But I made a decision to model with my natural hair. And the big reason was because I remember being a little girl and seeing Tyra Banks in the Got Milk campaign. And I know you know what I'm talking about because she
Yeah.
was so good
Of
in that
course.
campaign. But
Yes.
I made that conscious decision to actually model with my natural hair because at that time, when did you see it in the space? You didn't, unless it was a teeny weeny afro. You didn't see curls, especially high fashion, or when it came to swimwear and lingerie, you just did not see that. I could have
Hmm.
slapped the wig on because I like a good wig, but I was like, no, we're
Right.
gonna we're gonna do something and make some kind of, you know, impact.
You see
So
it. See, that's it. And that's, we hear this word a lot, especially in the last decade or so, maybe more because time flies. But representation matters. And so, like you
absolutely.
said, that seeing that, and now it's some little girl watching Desiree, that you don't even know about. That's the same thing. Oh my God, look at that. She has her natural hair. So, or that person watching this interview, like, wow, actress model, she's up there and all her hair glow and all her hair glow and glory, hair be hearing. So I love that. Now we talk about that and showing up in your truth, and you were mentioning the things and some of the issues that our community has, right?
Mhm.
With I think a hot topic that I love that has gotten so popular as of recently is mental health, right? And checking on your
Mhm.
mental health. So as you think about that, and you mentioned community, Desiree, today, from day to day, what is your idea of community, or what does community mean to you as an adult?
My idea of community has completely changed. I'm glad you said as an adult because like I said earlier, as a kid, I was just like when I was younger, it just meant people, right? A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just meant like a pack, right? Instead of a tribe where it's the people that that you can depend on, it was a pack, it was
Mm-hmm.
numbers, it was all these people are behind me and we're rolling together, not necessarily behind, but like I thought they had my back, right?
Right.
And now I understand it's not always strength is in numbers, it's like really quality.
Mm.
I have an interest for quality people in my life, people who hold me accountable, but people who are also um, aware. And there's a level of guidance that we can offer one another because we all
Mm-hmm.
have our own perspective. And those things are really, really important to me at this stage in my life, especially as I ascend with my career. It's like, who are you surrounding yourself with? And um, what are they bringing to your life? Are they bringing drama? Is it always a problem when you call them on the phone?
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning to like let those relationships go because I have a problem with trying to fix people. And also,
Sure, he ain't said nothing but listen, when I'm teaching
okay.
this, when I'm teaching the coaches, I say, listen, as a recovering fixer, it's some things I'm gonna say that's gonna be hard for you. I get it. I've been there, so you ain't saying nothing but a word.
Okay. And like, especially since I went to school for psychology, I'm always like, oh, let me break this down for you. This is what you're experiencing. And now I'm like, you're draining me. You're a leech. You're a leech. And with no disrespect at all, but you're literally
Yeah.
sucking the life out of me. So now I'm looking for people who pour back into me just as much, or they pour just as much, if not the same. You know what I'm saying?
a
We're pouring into
reciprocal
we're pouring
relationship,
into
right?
God.
Yeah, because so, and just adding sauce onto what you already said, it was saucy. I like that. That's perspective shift. Takes some maturity to get to that point.
Mm,
And I call it my web because
mm,
people say my circle, right? And this
mm.
now this is me overthinking. I get it, but I like it because I like to come up with my own stuff. My
Right.
this and that and my acronyms. The circle it's all connected, but I like to call it a web because now it's all intertwined. There may be 2 points on a circle if you think of a track or racing or anything like that. It's track and field or cars racing. There may be two cars on that track that never connect or never get close. But in a web, we're all
Mm,
intertwined. And so that spider web is like, okay, sometimes this branch is going to be a little bit stronger when I need it. And that's where I got that person to rely on. This time, okay, now I'm going to be stronger. I can reach out to this person in this section of the web and help
mm,
them. And so I love looking at it like that. And what you said is not so much about, hey, you gotta pour into me as much as I pour into you, but it's got to be some reciprocation somewhere.
yes.
When I need you, you got me. And so
Right.
I love that, and that's exactly I love how you put that because I feel that, and I think that's one of the things that comes with age and maturity as well, right? Being able to
Mm,
realize that everybody ain't your friend.
yes. Yes. Oh my God. Okay, you just made me think of this. My mom
Yes.
had, when I was young, my mom had this one friend, and I would be like, Mom, why don't you hang out with her? Why don't you go out with her? She'd be like, Dad, she just wears me out. She tires me. And I'll be like, No, Mom, that's your friend. You need to hang out with her and stop being like that. But now that I'm older, I'm thinking about what I saw my mom experiencing with this lady. I'm worn out just from the memories, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my
Yeah.
mom understood, like, okay, this is a person that I associate myself with, but I keep them here. This is their box. And we like this box. And they stay in this box. We don't take them out the box and try to do too much. This is where they live, and that's cool. And I'm learning that now. It's cool to have a box for a person. This is what they do. This is their purpose. Y'all are cool, but I can't take you over here because you do too much when you go over here. So you gotta stay over there, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Y'all better come get one of these. What is it? A friend box. You
Okay.
learn to put your friends, associates,
Mhm.
whatever you want to look at them as, in the right perspective place. Because guess what? That'll save you from a lot of heartache, a lot
Sure
of
will.
disappointment, a lot of
Sure will.
over exerting yourself, right? So, man, ooh, it might be the title. Get you a box.
Get you a box,
Get in the
okay?
box. People say get out the box. Get in the box.
Get in
Find the
that box, right?
boxes for the proper people. My mind be churning. I'm thinking of a video. Okay, okay, all
All
right,
right.
Dad. I see what you're doing here. Now, okay. So in what you've already dropped, as you're in this space, right? One of the things I want you for a moment to tell me what has been, and this is kind of that sidebar that I told you about. What has been some of or one of the most impactful things for you in kind of that transition or that change of thinking or mindset as you mature and as you I'm going to bring your word back up because I love when you said it and I know you're already in that path as you ascend
Mm,
into where you're going. What has been an impactful transition or mindset shift or anything like that? I just want to put that out there and give you an
right.
opportunity to kind of expound on that a little bit.
Um, so while you were asking the question, I heard the word solitude, right?
Mm,
I had to learn to be comfortable with myself, right? Like no one else, just me. Am I spending time with me? Am I comfortable with myself?
mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm,
realized for years, I had been turning, I would call people on the phone just so I wasn't alone, right? And I'm in a car and I'm calling someone just so I don't have to sit with myself, right? And moving to LA kind of forced me into solitude. Unbeknownst to me, I thought I was about to come out here, have all these friends, get in all these circles. And then I was like, it's not giving what it's supposed to give, you
Yeah.
know? I just thought I was going to have a completely different experience, but I am grateful for this experience because now I can sit with me and I love me. I think I am so funny. I be sitting here literally laughing at myself.
Yeah, you are
Okay.
funny. You are
Okay, thank you.
hilarious.
But like I don't know if I would have discovered just how funny I am if I didn't have the time that I had. You know, even the pandemic took it to another level because
Hmm.
my family again is in New Jersey. So I'm 3,000 miles away from people sitting in an apartment. No one's going anywhere. What do I do? You know,
Hmm.
I started to go crazy a little bit, but you know, and eventually I was like, okay, what do you like you? You know, do you want to be around you? Do you spend time with you to really address how you're feeling? And, you know, then you start focusing on the things that, you know, the boundaries that I let people push when it comes to me and, you know, the boundaries that I don't keep. And I do a disservice to myself, the way I speak to myself in my mind. That's my big thing right now is I have to start speaking very kind to myself. I'm not as
Hmm.
kind, you know. So that's been the biggest one. It's just, are you okay with just you? And once you are okay with that, doors just open, like the mind opens and you really see life differently.
That is so amazing. I love that. That's it. That's the post. That's it.
Yeah.
What you said is hard, and I was like, wow, that was the short clip that I recorded earlier. It was my most gentle. This is your sign clip I've recorded to this point because normally I'm saying, "This is your sign to get you with," and that's what I was talking about. And I said, your sign is walk to the mirror. The person in
Mm,
the mirror. The person in the mirror deserves you to love them, to tell
mm-hmm.
them how dope they are, to
Hmm.
chase that better version of you. They deserve the best
Yes.
you, the person
Yes.
in the mirror, because everybody else, I think that's one of the big struggles. Everybody, we want to give everybody else the best mic, the best Desiree, but the person who needs the best mic is that dude in the mirror, and he's super
Yeah.
dope, and I know that, and so now that's who I give that back to. So that's what it's like. Wait a minute,
Absolutely.
Desiree, you've been up in my diary, up in my journal. That's it. That's the wavelength that I'm
Right.
really on, and I know for me that when you do that, now you can pour into others out of the overflow.
Mm,
You gotta
mm.
feel. You gotta
That's a
feel. Look,
word.
this tea, my tea getting
Somebody
empty,
better get the organ.
but I was finna yell upstairs and say, "Baby, bring my keyboard. You better get you one of these." What is it? A
Okay.
word?
Can I
Ooh,
say something to that too?
of
The
course.
all right. So the other thing that I had to learn, sorry, it's a car. The other thing that I
You
had to
better come get
learn,
you one of these. What is it? It's a car.
you please. The other thing that I had to learn is because you talked about, you know, looking yourself in the mirror and like talking to yourself. Recently, I realized that I can no longer just say, you got this, I'm proud of you. I had to say, Desiree, I am proud of you. Desiree, you are doing a good job because I've been doing that for a bit of time where it's like, you're great, you're awesome, you're beautiful, you are enough. And now I've done it, cool, but it's not speaking to my spirit in the same way that it did before, right? So now it's like, make it personal, make it, be intentional. And once I started really doing that, I could literally feel like something break inside of me when I said, Desiree, I am so proud of you, because I don't know if I've ever said that to me. I've had people say it to me, and it means a lot. Hear me when I say that. But me, to me, not, oh, you're killing it, girl. No, Desiree, we tore this up. We did it, and we are here. And I am proud of you, Desiree. You are phenomenal. And it felt like my inner child was like, whoo, like it like shook me a bit, and it like loosed something in me that I needed. And that's church, lingo. I didn't mean to say it, but hey, it was relevant.
Let them use you. Let them
Okay,
use you.
but it broke something within me, and now I've been practicing that more often, because I don't think people talk about that enough.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Now, I got a bunch of microphones around here everywhere. And
Okay.
so I reach for my condenser microphone behind the microphone I'm using. And I just
Okay.
got the mic cover. Since I don't have a full microphone, I just got the mic cover so I can drop the mic.
I'm
Look,
done.
benediction.
Hallelujah.
I don't. Oh man, that was so good. See, Desiree, I'm gonna tell you, that's the reason why I reached out to you on Poco, and I said, listen, we got to have this conversation because, and I was like, I always explain to people what it is, impactful conversations. And I do Black Business Booming because I want to give people that platform. And this is not just something that I'm doing. It was the catalyst of me starting my YouTube page. It had nothing to do with my business. It had nothing to do with, um, of course, motivating and inspiring people. So my dubs of the day was always, but the very first thing I thought about for YouTube is my Black Business Booming segment because I wanted to give a platform, because you always hear this thought of what Black people or people in the Black community are or are not doing. And I always say, you can't tell me what Black folks ain't doing because I know what my web is doing. I know I got dope friends that's business owners, lawyers, artists, actors, actresses, professors, all of this stuff. And so that was the catalyst of Black Business Booming and one of the catalysts of my YouTube page. And so no matter how large scale it get, this is always going to be one of the things I come back to my 2 interview series because it means so much. And again, that's the reason why I wanted you to be on here to share what you're sharing right now, because I knew we was going to dig up some stuff. So now you've already mentioned some things already, even how you approach your modeling and wearing the natural hair. And I think that's so amazing. So as you think about it too, what else are you doing as an adult, professionally, or any aspect of your life, whether it be personally or professionally, that that you feel you're having an impact?
So sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how I want to say this. I am very intentional about the moves that I make, right? Because from a young age, I realized that people are watching, right? I was always the kid who would be in the group, but it was always like, well, Desiree did this. And it's like, but I'm with 20 other people, but why am I responsible for what everybody else just did? And I was just there. I didn't do it, but it was just like, well, Desiree was there. So the moves that I make as an adult are very intentional, because I want it to be where I can either inspire someone, maybe to do something that they've never done. I'm from a small town. I moved across the country and people thought I was insane. They thought I was crazy. They were like, "What?" First, I moved to New York and they were like, "What?" And it's the next state over.
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
then I picked up and moved to California, and everyone thinks that California is, what is it, Sodom and Gomorrah? But
That just shows you. That just shows you when you talk about the culture, right? Because you know us. We hit Cali, Vegas,
yep,
Atlanta, Miami. Girl, what is you doing?
yep, you out here
Different
living
countries.
simply, okay? Okay, blasphemous. How dare you? But, you know, um, I try to make decisions where it's going to show people, who, whether they're older, younger, that they can do it too, right?
Mm.
And that, yes, I am special in my own right, as just as much as Mike, you are special in your own right, just as much as anyone walking on this earth is special in their own right. But I also understand that, um, I see people watching, and I don't ever want for them to doubt that they can pursue their dreams.
Mm.
So, like I said earlier, I live out loud. I talk about the trials and tribulations that I experienced along the journey. And, I'm very intentional. When I see a little Black girl and her hair is cute, I'm like, "Girl, your hair looking good." Because how often do they hear that? Or when I see another woman, I compliment them. Just spreading love, it's just, I think there are little things that we can do every day that can change someone's life, and they don't have to be these grand gestures, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's like someone asking me to, I go home and they're like, "Hey, can you speak here?" Or, church, they need me to volunteer in this way. I try to make myself as accessible as possible, and affect as many people as I can. I don't know if I answered your question.
You answered the question and poured a little salt and pepper on top.
Okay.
You did. Because I was talking about, like, what if anything that you're doing and working on, that, as whether it be professional or personal, that you're having an impact, and all of that, what you explained, and
Yeah.
being intentional, that alone is impactful.
Right.
And here's what I'll say: being intentional is impactful when you know who you are in your mission,
Mm.
and it's not something negative, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
right? Because you got a
Yes,
lot of
absolutely.
intentional folks out here that they intentional with bringing harm or bringing discord or bringing whatever that is, getting people off their rocker. Some people find joy in that. So being intentional in the way you present, that's awesome. So yeah, you definitely answered the question.
Absolutely. Yes. And I'm also working on my podcast. I didn't
Whoa, whoa,
want to
hold on, hold on,
say
hold
it.
on. Wait a minute. We ain't got to that yet. We ain't got to that yet. Because you can't
Okay.
out. First of all, I'm so excited because you said that at the beginning. We ain't there yet. One more thing
Okay.
before we get back to that one.
Okay.
So give a moment to just tell people what are daily. How do they see, connect with Desiree just on a daily basis? Because I mean, I know, but again, I want to give you an opportunity to toot your own horn for me. So talk about, okay, let me change this question. Talk about
Okay.
some of the things you've already done professionally, and then what are some of the things that you do on a daily?
Okay. So I'll start here. When I graduated college, I made a decision that I wanted to model. I knew modeling would eventually lead me to acting, which I'm doing now. But I knew that this was my destiny. So When it comes to modeling, I've modeled in Miami, New York, and now LA. I've had an opportunity to walk a lot of runways. New York Fashion Week. I got to do Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week before it finished, and that was one of my goals. Okay.
Nice.
I signed my first modeling contract within a year of me moving to LA. I gave myself a deadline and I said, all right, we're done. I have 1 year to get this done. And 3 days before my deadline, I signed my first contract. Okay.
Wow. You
So
better name it and claim it.
amen. And I took God, that as like confirmation of God telling me like, this is the right thing to do. You're on the right track. Right. So again, modeling, working with some great brands. One of my favorite was Nubian Skin. They make lingerie, and now they should be branching into swim. They did branch into swimwear, but for all skin tones. So for Black women, essentially women of color, and that was an amazing venture. Again, of course, walking on the runways. But now that I'm in LA, I've had some really great opportunities. One of the first shows that I worked on was Blackish, and Tracy Ellis Ross is like everything for me. Like I just love her. And meeting, her and the rest of the cast, and I was like, this is awesome. But I've booked a few commercials that since I've been here. One of the bigger ones was with the company Fabletics. I was just on a Black Lady sketch show. That was really cool.
Ladies get show.
That was really cool. And then I did, some work on like Star Trek Picard. But there's, it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing. On top of that, I'm like, what else? What else? What else? What else? I have my YouTube that I need to get back into, but I have my
YouTube. Get the YouTube going.
I have my YouTube channel. But yeah, that's
super dope broadcaster and singer.
Yes, that's all, right. I'm a broadcaster on Pokacha, and I sing very well. Thank you. Don't start your stuff, because I serenade the people. I don't know if they like the serenade.
Okay, but can I drop a disclaimer in there?
Go ahead.
If you are watching this, I'm not even looking at you right now, Dad. If you are watching this, do not go to Pokacha with the intention of hearing and seeing Des sing.
Well, okay. I don't sing well on there. I am obnoxious and intentionally obnoxious, and I will break down songs that you hear every day, and I will make you hate them. Well, because you will hear.
Now, Des, let me say the reason why I did that, because people will see, oh, she's she's an actress, model, and she's doing all this stuff, and a beautiful Black woman. Oh yeah, she definitely can sing. Yeah, of course she can sing. So I just wanted to give them. I didn't want them to be just like dropped.
Okay.
Like the mic drop. If they do have the blessing and opportunity of hearing you sing.
So here's the thing too. I have a fear of singing in front of people. Wow. I was in the choir, and I did musicals in high school. And I have like this overwhelming fear of singing in front of people. Because I come from a family, there's a few singers in my family. And I have a little bit of the gift. I'm not like the best. I'm not Jennifer Hudson. That's what we try to say. But every once in a while, I'll be playing around, and then I start singing for real. And I'm like, oh, because people when I was younger, they'd be like, I didn't understand how to use my voice when I was younger. So key to pitch. You ever heard
you were flarp? You were flarp.
It was
That's flat and sharp. flat and
Yeah,
sharp at the same time.
it was a struggle sometimes, before I figured it out. And I'm still working on it because God works all things out to those who are faithful. But yeah, I do sing a little bit, but I don't be singing in front of humans. So now it's like my thing to be obnoxious when I sing.
I feel that. I mean, I feel that because I'm the same way. Like I grew up playing and singing different stuff, but I never, I was the one telling people they're in the wrong key. And that's so true. As I think about it, yeah, I wouldn't say it's a fear because I don't feel nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
But I don't know about singing in front of people. But I'm the same. My wife hears me sing all the time, and she's blessed by these vocals often. Um,
I'm sure she really
and
appreciates them.
I hit a note every now and again. And I'm the same way. I'm like, wait, you know, boy, and I try to do it again. Fails horribly. Anyway, though, that's another topic. So Des and I are both professional singers. Now,
Period.
let's do. You started off with the bombshell, and you said it again. So I'm excited about it because I can sense the excitement for you. That last question. What's next for you? A podcast? What? Talk about it.
Okay. So streaming on, I call the app Pacocha, but it's really like Pokacha. But streaming
Pinocchio.
on.
That's what I call it.
Okay. Okay. Everybody got a
Pinocchio, because
P
they
that is
because they
okay,
be
be lying. But this podcast is kind of something that people have been telling me for years that I've needed to do. I've also had the idea to do a podcast. I just didn't want to do it and not be right. Like
mm-hmm.
I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I like to do things and I like to do them well. Execution is important for me, so if I'm going to do something, I'm going to give it all that I can. And it was really difficult for me to kind of get over the idea that it doesn't have to start off perfect. You just need to start, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm in the place where it's like, okay, I don't talk about things publicly because I have to stick to them if I say it. Because people are
Yeah.
gonna hold you accountable, People are gonna be like, well, did you say something about that podcast, girl? And I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you're right, I did. And then you gotta follow through. So me saying it today, I was like, oh, you said it. It's out there. But yeah, I'm excited.
Hey, it's out there for all to see, and
Right.
it's there concrete.
But I'm excited because I think it's an opportunity for people to get to know me. I think, well, I know for sure that with modeling, people just get to see the exterior. They don't get to hear your thoughts. You're basically a clothing hanger for clothes. you know,
Yeah.
um, you try on the clothes and you keep it moving, but no one gets to hear you. And just really excited to give them an opportunity to see another side of me. I don't feel like I've done a blog, I've done YouTube videos where I get a little personal, but this will be one space where I just feel like I can share the other side of me and maybe some insight.
That's dope. Man, I'm so excited for whenever that happens. I'm excited. Do you have a name yet, or is that still something in the works?
Honestly, I think I'm just gonna call it IAmDesarée. Like I am
Oh,
Desiree. And that's just it.
yeah. Simple enough. I mean, you are. So,
I
yeah.
am. And I think as I was talking to you about it, I think it's all about like self-discovery and like the journey that I've had and the conversations I've had with myself or the conversations I've had with other people as they're finding themselves and just talking about my journey and the things that I've gone through. Lord, just pray for the dating part because whew, ciao.
Ooh, child. I am blessed and highly flavored daily.
Highly
And I
flavored.
know that, yes, and that's why I was going to pause and say I did say that on purpose. I am
Okay.
blessed and highly flavored every day that I eat single. Because
Well,
Lord have mercy.
on
Oh, oh, I ain't going back. Um, so Dad, to get for a moment, how can people experience more of you and connect with you? Where at all can people connect with you and just tap more into everything that you're doing, all the awesome, amazing things that you're doing?
Okay. I mean, the easiest way is my Instagram. It is at IAmDesaree. Desiree is Desaree. And that's me across all social media platforms. So if you're looking for your girl, that's where you find me. I also have Twitter. I'm on there, now I'm, getting into these wonderful Twitter debates that I need to be freed from, but it's all right. God is good. But yeah, and I'm also tweeting about 90 Day Fiance because that is my jam. But yeah, I'm also on YouTube. You can find me under my name, Desiree Rutledge. Of course, Pokacha. For the time being, I'm on Pokacha. You can find me again. I am Desiree, and my soon-to-be podcast that I am naming I Am Desaree. Yeah.
I'm so excited. That's awesome. So dope. Listen, again, just thank you so much for the time to in doing this and sharing with you know my audience and platform this impactful conversation. It's always it's a different, I don't know, it's just something different about when I do the impactful conversations because it gives more insight and look into an individual. So I appreciate it. So Desiree, also known as Desiree, Slay, all day.
Yeah.
She don't play. Hey, hey. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for
Of
doing
course.
this. It's
Of
been a
course.
pleasure. And again, impactful conversations. Hope that it's impactful to you, as impactful to you as it was for me and to all my viewers as well. Any last thoughts or anything you want to leave the people with?
I mean, continue to be you, continue to defy the odds. Don't let anyone tell you can't do what you want to do because you are powerful, you are mighty, and you are limitless. There are so many people on this earth, but there is only one you. That's all I got.
Hey, that was dope. But it was my T message. The only thing that can limit you is believing that you are limited.
What?
Become limitless. You brought it back full circle, and that was over an hour ago that I shared that with you.
Wow.
Divine timing. That's literally the mic drop. That's it. I
Yeah,
better come get you
that's
one of
it.
these. What is it? Another impactful conversations.
Okay.
Desiree, thank you. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment, drop one of the most impactful parts of this conversation that stood out to you in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. And we'll see y'all next time on another impactful conversations. Peace.